Hi everybody and welcome to this 2018 testing session, and today we have the Yonex Astrox 88D 4U. So we've done the 3U, this is the 4U, the lighter version of it. We'll go for the racket specs as we normally do. So the 4U version in terms of weight is 80 to 85 grams. We know that the Astrox 88 is balanced towards the head, so the weight in the shaft is in this direction, and the shaft itself is stiff and it feels really stiff. Now the string tension on this is 20 to 28 pounds, but what you're hearing there is 25 pounds because all of our rackets are strung with the same string to the same tension. Now in terms of pricing, the Astrox 88D is 160 to 170 pounds in Europe. I think the price varies across the world. The 4U version might be slightly more difficult to get hold of compared to the 3U version, but certainly if you look hard enough you will find it. The prices for the 3U and 4U are pretty much there or thereabouts. There's not a lot in it, to be honest. We will be selling our Astrox 88Ds and S's, the 3Us and the 4Us on our Racket site, which there is a link to below. They'll go on the site on the first week of August, and we always aim to be cheaper than the market price so we can just sell them quickly. So the whole point is, so many emails coming in about our Racket site. Number one, it's Badminton Racket Review as a website. The actual Racket review site is a lot more professional, detailed, whereas the Racket sales site is just basic stuff, there to sell only. We're not a stockist, but they are all legitimate rackets and they're all very low priced. Okay, so the Astrox 88D, where do we start with this? Let's talk about the tech. I've got a screen here telling me a bit more about the tech on this racket. So basically the Astrox series, they are all head heavy, but it's very much marketed to be a super attacking racket, and better than even the Z Force 2, which has been Yonex's primary attacking racket for a number of years, and we saw a lot of international doubles players, singles players using that. It's been endorsed by Marcus Gideon, Carlston Mogensen and Lee Yong-dae. I think they use the 3U version in fairness. I'm not sure it's the 4U, but I don't know that for a fact. Don't quote me on that. So it has, you know, huge endorsement. It's obviously a major deal for Yonex, but we will see later on what we've made of it, because all our testing is done exactly the same machine, same shuttlecock, same everything. So it's not given any special treatment. It's just treated as another racket, and we test it the same way. Right, in terms of the design, I think that what Yonex are trying to achieve with their design on the Astrox range as a whole, because the Astrox S basically has this, there's not this green, it has red here and green here, whereas the Astrox D has the red and the green, as you can see. But I think this is Yonex's way of delivering something sophisticated, understated. So they're not trying to over-emphasize the design, but it looks, you know, good. It looks high quality. It's as normal with Yonex. High print quality. It's, you know, it's not exciting particularly, but it's very well executed. Have a look at the close-up video and see what you think for yourself. Okay, so let's see how much this racket weighs with the grip supplied by Yonex and 0.69mm gauge strings. So just short of 90 grams, this racket with in a sort of what I class as playable form, so the strings are in place and the grip's in place. So, you know, for a 4U, I suppose it's carrying a little bit of weight, but there's a couple of grams in it, you know, from manufacturer to manufacturer. I'd say that actually on the subject of that, Babolat are pretty good, and traditionally Yonex has been pretty good. That's a little bit more than I'd expect from a 4U racket though. Okie dokie, so we're going to go on to some testing now. We're going to start with a smash test and see if this racket is good at smashing the shuttlecock. Our player, however, only is instructed to basically hit at the same kind of power. There will be some variable in that, but we do a lot of shots and then average out the results. So he's hitting with the same kind of power as he would with all the rackets, and what we're doing is measuring the velocity of the shuttlecock in kilometers per hour, and we record that into our E zone. Right, now we're going to go on to the maneuver test. You've seen this loads of times before. So this is basically isolating the racket here in that movement. We're measuring the head speed of the racket, and this really does start to emphasize design and aerodynamics of the racket. Finally, we are going to do the control test, where we see how good this racket is at controlling the shuttlecock. Okay, so they are all done. Just so you know, in the description below you will see the specs of this racket according to manufacturer and our own measurements of those specs too. Below that there are links to the Badminton Racket Review website. There are links to the Racket sales site, and also on how to use Badminton Racket Review if you're looking to become a member, or if you're already a member of the Racket E-Zone within the Badminton Racket Review website. This will give you a really good understanding of what is at the heart and soul of Badminton Racket Review. Now, to summarize this racket, it has very good all-round capability, but it is very stiff, and the issue there is getting the shots away. For a lot of players, if you don't have the necessary ping, you know, the sort of forearm practice, the elbow resistance, you know, your elbow needs to be quite resilient, sorry, not resistance, elbow resilience, and also your shoulder resilience. It needs to be there in order for this racket to really show its full potential according to Yonex. So it is a good racket, but I don't think it's everybody's cup of tea, so buy it with caution if you're looking to buy one. Now, if you want a full review of this racket on video, we have done one within our Racket Review E-Zone, which is a members only video, and in that we talk about smash, drops, clears, drives, and we basically cover the full range of shots in that, and we talk about not just the speed of the smash, for example, we talk about how consistently you can smash this racket, how this racket is going to feel after using it for a prolonged period of time. It's definitely worth checking that video out, because if you're looking to spend 160, 170 pounds, you should have no qualms in going on to the Racket E-Zone and paying the very small fee that is being asked, considering the amount of rackets that are available on that particular platform. Continue to show your support. Please do subscribe. Please press the like button. We really appreciate all the emails, all the comments we've had, and the support we're getting. It's really amazing, and it's amazing to see how Badminton Racket Review is now reaching all corners of the globe. You know, there's emails coming in from a massive variety of countries, so that's all great. It's lovely to have all of you guys tuning in, and we'll see you on the next video.